Guys, Pittsburgh White Shorts back again with another Rush Rundown. This time we're going to be going over Idolmaster Cinderella Girls in the English metagame. This is going to be a quick, concise overview of iMassive's strengths, weaknesses, and notable cards that you need to know to play into it in a tournament setting, all in 10 minutes or less. These are not meant to be totally comprehensive, and we have a lot of information in here, so if you need to pause, if we're going a little too fast, feel free to do so. And with that, let's get right into it. Idolmaster is an old but still relevant set in the English metagame. They have great early game cards and very good deck speed and are going to try to get an early advantage on you in the early stages of the game, but they do have a less powerful level 2 and level 3 game. Idolmaster does require reverses at level 1 for their famous Minami combo, and also cares about at level 3 for the Anastacia off finisher. However, the deck's primary climax combos at level 3 do not require reverse. Looking at some level 0s, probably the most spooky card you need to watch out for in Idolmaster at level 0 is the Uzuki 3500 Chaser. At the beginning of your attack phase, your opponent can move this Uzuki in front of one of your characters, very similar to how Goblin Slayer will, although this one has 3500 power, so it will at least tie with most things you have. It doesn't always see play, but it's a very dangerous card that they have access to at level 0. And moving on to the next card, we have the level 1 staple of Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, Minami. With the climax combo, she swings for 7,000 power, and on reverse, she gives 2,000 power to another character on your opponent's field and allows your opponent to look at the top 4 cards of their deck for a character. This is a combo that's been reprinted a lot in many sets after Idolmaster, but Idolmaster was the first one to have this combo. It does require a reverse, which is a drawback of the combo. However, if they're able to get that first reverse, the additional 2,000 power allows them to snowball and very easily clear your entire field. Climax combos off of a pants trigger, which means your opponent can loop this turn after turn if they want to. And since the deck does not have access to any good early play options or strong level 2s, it is very likely that your opponent might pay 3 to just save this Minami and use the combo again. The other notable card to mention at level 1 are the Black and White Angel Ronco Changers. These cards will change back and forth from Waiting Room at the start of either player's turn. The Black Angel attacks for 6,500 power on your opponent's turn, and the White Angel sits at 7,500 power on your turn, making it a sizable wall that can be difficult to get over. However, in order to get these power boosts, the Angels need to change from Waiting Room. They do not get these effects when they enter play from hand, so your opponent can lose access to this over refresh. Idolmaster doesn't have very good level 2s, but aside from their climax finishers, you also need to watch out for the level 3 Anastacia. When Anastacia reverses your character, the Idolmaster player can pay 2, discard a card, and sack a character to put a first star Minami from their Waiting Room on any position of the field. While there are 2 different printings of first star Minami, one being a level 0 and the other being a level 1, neither of them is particularly good, and they're really only being run to be pulled out by this Anastacia, but they attack for damage just the same. At higher levels, playing against Idolmaster, you need to watch out for their counters during your turn. Specifically, the Hanako counter, which is recognizable because of the fact that it's a dog, is a 2,000 counter and allows your opponent to heal during your turn for 1 stock. The next card, Mismatched Pair, is a tap counter that allows the Idolmaster player to pay 3 and tap one of your characters so long as they have 2 blue and 2 red characters on their field. This card is less common to see play than Hanako, however it can be a lot more devastating, as it is the most cost-efficient tap counter that you will potentially run across in English. If your opponent plays this against you, make sure to double check that they have 2 red and 2 blue characters on the field, as this is a very strict requirement that has to be met to play the card. Looking at more general counters in the deck, they have a traditional 2K counter, as well as a 2-1 anti-change sack counter that sends your higher level character to Waiting Room. Pretty much every build of Idolmaster is going to be running the Minami combo at level 1. This is really the big card that keeps the set relevant and allows it to see play. And usually you're going to see the blue top end with the Ronco finisher, which on attack allows the Idolmaster player to mill 5 cards and burn you for each climax they hit. Alternatively, you might see a blue-red build focusing more on the tap counter from before and the Miku finisher, which your opponent can change into at level 2 and combos off of a stock soul. So to wrap it up, Idolmaster does have a Ricky and is not level lockable for this reason. So if you're trying to avoid their on-reverse combo, be aware that they can level themselves up in a pinch to execute it early. As far as anti-change options go, the only one you really have to watch out for is the 2-1 anti-change counter, although the set does have a few options for traditional anti-change bombs. However, these usually don't see play. The most popular build is the mono blue build with Minami and Ronco, as it is able to utilize the MVP of the set, the Rin Azusa. Idolmaster is very strong in the early stages of the game, having very good deck speed, very good card selection, and the ability to hit high powers with its board at level 0 and level 1. And they can go through their deck very fast and refresh quicker than most decks, allowing them to get to a more compressed second deck quickly. But in exchange for its early game power, Idolmaster suffers in the mid game and late game, as their finishers are not very powerful and the deck has no real game plan at level 2. And that's basically IMAS Cinderella Girls. If you liked the video, please drop a like or leave a comment letting us know how we did. And if you have any advice for this matchup, we'll be releasing more Rush Rundowns every Monday and Wednesday on our usual deck techs on Fridays. And included at the end of the video are the Discord and Facebook groups we're part of and our Twitters below. And we'll also link a few sample deck lists for you to see for some more in-depth examples of what you might run into in a tournament setting. And with that, we're done. Pittsburgh White Shorts signing off, and we'll see you all in the next one.